Hi, so my name is Ashley Mateus, and today I am here to talk to you about literary censorship in the classroom. Now, literary censorship mostly occurs in schools where parents have decided that their students, meaning their own children and all of the other children in the school, should not be allowed to read specific books. Now, the reasons that parents give for banning these specific books vary, yet some of the most common reasons to ban a book are because the books contain sexually explicit material, blasphemous dialogue, racial slurs or encourages racism, excessive violence, negativity, political bias, religious affiliations, and the presence of witchcraft. Now, some of the books that are on the banned book list are actually really popular titles, such as the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. Now, while most children love reading this series, there are a lot of parents who think that children should not be reading these books because of its glorification of witchcraft and the occult. Additionally, many parents feel as though the main protagonists, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, are not suitable role models since throughout the series they lie, cheat, and steal. Another book that is often contested is The Catcher in the Rye. The strongest arguments against it are that it contains sexually explicit material and profanity, and that the main character, Holden, is looked upon as a bad influence. Additionally, a classic, The Color Purple by Alice Walker, is another novel that is commonly banned due to excessive violence, man's relationship with God, sexuality, and relationship between races, and also rape. So this is another book that's been around for a very long time. It showed up in classrooms for years, and yet many parents do not agree that children should be reading it. Also, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Again, it's taught in schools, yet there are parents who have petitioned it due to racial stereotyping and a plethora of vulgar words and phrases that appear throughout the novel. And also, Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Now, this is another book that almost always comes up in high school curriculum, yet there are many parents who feel that it is unfit to be taught because of its portrayals of cruelty against animals, obscenity, and violence. So, should we ban books? Well, there are arguments to both sides of this argument. So there are pros and cons. So the pros being that it keeps inappropriate materials off of public school shelves. It prevents students from reading controversial ideas. It helps shield vulnerable students from bad ideas and notions, and parents should have a say in what books their children are reading. So to sum that up, basically, a lot of parents feel as though children shouldn't be exposed to things that are outside of their age range, so they don't want their elementary schools getting a hold of books that may contain scenes that have to do with rape or sex, or there are some that talk about menstruation that have been banned, whereas on the cons of banning books, banning books prevents students from being exposed to controversial and abstract ideas in a safe learning environment. While parents should be allowed to control what books their children read, they do not have the right to control what other children read. And additionally, reading books with controversial themes allows students to develop their own opinions and feelings toward the topic. So to sum that up, it is safer to teach children about controversial themes such as sex and violence and rape when they're reading about it in a book rather than leaving them exposed to learn it on their own on the streets or from their friends even. So, in my opinion, as long as a book isn't horribly inappropriate and it contains actual educational value, students should be allowed to read it. So basically what I mean by horribly inappropriate is I'm thinking 50 Shades of Grey, where it's all about, sex and just things that it doesn't have a lot of educational value to it. But students should be encouraged to read books that challenge their preconceived notions and values. Books should make children think deeply about the world around them. Some of the greatest books are the ones that are found on the banned book list. So I think that students should have a right to choose what books they read and what information they take in. So yeah, that was my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.